Peace, everyone. Another tale from Dreamtime. So this one, as I was struggling to recollect my dream from this morning, I'm finding that every time I'm doing this, I'm pulling up dreams from the past that are like very vibrant in my mind. So I might as well just tell you about this one. This one ain't so much comical, because most of my dreams they've got some comedic aspect to them, but this one was more interesting because it's one of the few dreams that became lucid. I was basically aware that I was like not in the real world but in the dream world. So I don't know whether anyone out there is like had any of these type of dreams, but they're very, very interesting. So anyway, I'm in this type of like medieval marketplace. Loads of people about, fruit stalls and whatnot. People are like, bartering for goods, this, that and the other. So I'm like looking around, just minding my own business type thing. And then I wasn't trying to do it. I didn't go in there with a preconceived notion of, I want to have a lucid dream. I'm going to concentrate and maybe I'll have a new lucid dream. It just happened. So anyway, I'm in this marketplace. And then all of a sudden I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, I'm dreaming. But there weren't anything untoward that stuck out to me to make me realise that I was dreaming. You know what I mean? There weren't like, I don't know, a 50-foot gingerbread man walking past that woke me up to the fact that I was dreaming. It's just, everything just looked normal. So anyway, I was like, okay, I'm dreaming. So that means then, my world, my rules. I make the law here. I do what the hell I want to do. So to the left of me, it was like this side of this building. It looked like a church type thing. So I walked across. Everyone's like walking past me like this. So I'm like, getting myself through the crowd. And I know that I can do what I want. So I'm going to walk through this wall like a duppy. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what I do. So like I walk through the wall. It's just like, if you ever watch Ghost with Patrick Swayze, the bit where he puts his head through the wall and you can see like the atoms of the bricks and whatever when he puts his head through the other side. That's what it was like. So anyway, I walk through this wall in this building and I'm like in this like corridor. And like a couple of people are walking up and down this corridor. So I'm like, okay then. Let's see if I can find out something now, since I'm in this different world and I'm aware. Let's see what happens then. Let's see if anything's, let's see if I get noticed. Do you know what I mean? Because this is a brand new experience. So I'm asking people as they're walking by, excuse me, where am I? What is this place? And people are just walking past me like I'm not there. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. So I'm asking again. Anyone who like comes close to me, I'm like, excuse me. So I'm like, everyone's ignoring me. So I'm like putting my face in their face to try and get a response. But they're walking past me like I'm in a video game. The video game's like, what's that one? What's that one called where, that violent one where you can like pull people out the car and steal the car and that type of thing. It was like that anyway, where they're just automatons and they're just walking past you, but when you're in front of them, they're just trying to like walk through you type thing, and like they're not acknowledging you at all. So it was like that. I was like, oh, okay, this is odd. And then this one figure walks up, tall figure with a hood, like a kind of like a monk's outfit with a hood covering. Pretty sure it was a male's body and all that, but I couldn't see the face. And I thought to myself, okay, right, maybe I'm going to get something out of this one. So he walks up to me, or it. I walk up to him. And we're just there now, facing each other. I still can't see his face. And I say, right, what's happening then? What's the nature of this place? Is there any knowledge I can take back with me to the surface? Can you give me any sort of answers at all? Any wisdom, anything? No answer. Nothing. So I keep on asking, because obviously this entity or whatever it is, because I ain't got a clue, has noticed me. Well, I can't even say acknowledge me, but because he didn't like participate in any type of conversation, but everything else was going on like I weren't there. But this one stopped, but didn't give me no answer. So I'm carrying on. Nothing. So I got bored. I was like, okay, cool, suit yourself. So I walked back through the wall. Right. Into the market bit. Again, I'm asking. Nothing's happening. So I'm like, to hell with this. So I fly. Because I can do what I want. So I go a bit further. Take a leap. Fly further on down the road. Search for some other people to talk to. Nothing. A little bit disheartened. Dream stopped. Something to myself. Ugh. A little bit annoyed at that. I thought I was going to get something out of it. But at least I had experience of not actually being like part of the dream, but writing my own dream as I go along type thing. So I was like, okay, cool. So now I want a little bit more. So now I'm actively now, after that, looking to have lucid dreams. So it didn't happen again until probably a few weeks after that. Lo and behold, the next dream that I had, where I realised that I was aware, I was in the exact same setting. Same marketplace, same building to my left. I was like, okay, right. Because I immediately recognised the place. That's what woke me up. I was like, okay, see what happens this time. Long story short, same scenario, same thing again. Headed straight for the building. I don't know why I kept on going towards this building. Walked for the building. I was looking for this dude. Eventually he come along. Came to me again. And I thought, I've got to get something out of this guy this time. Surely. Exactly the same scenario. Didn't say a word. Now I'm really frustrated. So now I come out now. Walk through the wall again. Same sort of thing. Did a little bit of flying around. Dream stopped. So now, whether it's weeks, months, whatever it was, happened again. I'm in the same scenario. That's what, gave me the jolt. Looking around, I was like, okay, right, this is third time lucky. I'm in exactly the same setting. Got to get something this time. Because I could feel something was happening. This time was a little bit different. Because when a couple of people was walking past, they kind of like gazed over. You could see a little slight acknowledgement. So like I immediately like ran over to one of them, was like, where am I? What's this place? What's this place? Looked at me, didn't say a word, then went about the business. So I thought to myself, okay, I'm making some progress here. It's a little bit like that Inception movie where the same thing's happening because they go into the dreams on purpose, don't they? They're having lucid dreams. Everyone's walking past, not acknowledging them. But then when there's like a disturbance, everyone starts to look at them type thing, because it's in the movie, it's their own subconscious noticing that something's wrong, or the other person's subconscious noticing that something's not right, that's cracking off. So anyway, it's a little bit like that this time. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm getting somewhere. I look to the left, but this time there's like some archaic Latin looking words emblazoned on the wall. Now, I can't speak Latin. I don't even know if it was Latin. Maybe it was my mind just making it look Latin to me. But it could have well been Latin, I don't know. The mind's like very, very strange. So I'm like, okay. And it was all like emblazoned, like on fire type thing on the wall. So I was just about to walk through the wall. This time, I see this hooded figure, the same dude, in the crowd this time. So I didn't have to walk through into the building. He's walking up towards me. So I'm thinking to myself, right, let's see what you have to say this time. Surely you got to say something. Walks up to me. Still can't see its face. But this time, as I'm just about to like ask my question, starts talking to me. Can't understand the word he's saying. Again, it had a kind of like Latin type gist, whatever you want to call it. And he was talking, and I was like, well, that's sod's law, innit? I've made a breakthrough now. I can't understand a word this dude's saying. So he was chatting. Finished what he had to say. And then he walked straight past me. I'm like, okay, whatever, cool. At least I got an acknowledgement this time. I walked through the wall. Nobody else wants to speak to me. But I'm not too bothered because I've actually spoken to the main guy that acknowledged me type thing. So same thing, I can do what I want, fly around for a bit when I come back outside, do what I'm doing. And then the dream finished. So I never had that dream again since. I had that dream 3 times. Not so long ago. Probably about a few years ago now. So yeah, lucid dreaming. So that was 3 in the same setting. I've had a few more, but I'll leave them for another time because I can remember them. They were quite different. Yeah. So there we go. Lucid dreams. Trying to bring something back. Like the hero's journey. Trying to go below and bring something back to the surface. Like the tale of think it's pronounced Usheen. I think his race was a race of giants. It's like an Irish folklore story where this I can't remember the name. I can't even pronounce the names. But it's like, don't know what to call her. Like a fairy type figure coming from the land of beyond. And she wants to take this Usheen dude back with her. But the father, he's like, he doesn't really want his son to go because he knows once his son goes, he'll more than likely never see him again because time's different over in the other side type thing, according to the folklore type thing. So he goes, long story short, he goes because the allure of knowing what's on the other side is a little bit too great for his curiosity. So the fairy type figure that comes for him, very beautiful as well, so he falls in love with her and whatever. So long story short, they both of them go on this white steed, go across the water, and as they're going across the water, there's like this big serpent comes to test Usheen, test his mettle to see whether he's worthy to enter this land of milk and honey and on the other side type thing. So long story short, he passes the test. Obviously, he's the fear's in his heart, but he overcomes it, passes the test. the fairy lady is pleased with him. You know what I mean? She's like chuffed. You know, I've picked the right dude type thing. So they go and have this wonderful journey. Go towards this like fairyland or whatever it is. And they do hunting all day, fishing all day. Everything's plentiful. Nothing runs out. They're having fun, living this idyllic life. So it starts to get a little bit boring. Usheen starts to miss his family, his friends, his compadres, whatnot, his life back home as a hunter, a warrior, and whatever. So he says, look, I just want to go back, see how everyone is. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little bit homesick. His companion's heart drops because she knows that if he goes back, very likely he's never going to come back. He's not going to make it. Because the rule is, when he does go back, he's not allowed to set foot on the soil. Right? Because if he does, the deal is, some magical law, he's got to go back on the white horse, the white steed. Flying across the water on this white steed. And he's got to stay, you know, on the steed. And he can't come off. Or else he stays there. The steed disappears. He's got no way back. And time works differently. Because she told him, I think you'll find when you get over there, you're going to be an old guy. You know what I mean? You'll be lucky if everyone's still alive. And he's like, I don't care. I need to go see my mates. Long story short, goes back. He's looking around. Can't recognise anything. He's like thinking to himself, something not quite right here. The atmosphere seems different as well. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like everything just seems different. So anyway, he's looking around. The people look different as well. So he's like, oh, does anyone know such and such? Like I said, I can't remember their names. And my people, I think it begins with an F. Fenarug or something like that. And everyone's like looking at him gone out. Like, these people are like in the fables of old. Like centuries and centuries have gone past. These people aren't around no more. So his heart sinks. It's like, my world's gone. Everything's done. You know what I mean? It's like, what the hell has happened? Where's all the time gone then? I only felt like I was out there a few weeks or whatever. It's like, man. So his heart's feeling heavy. He wants to, have a look around just to see what this timeline's like before he heads back. So he has a few drinks with a couple of the locals. They're telling him all what's happened. You can't believe it. This, that and the other. So just before he goes back, he sees these guys and they're trying to, pick up this boulder and put it in this different place or whatever it is. I can't rightly remember. But anyway, he's leaning off his horse because he's like a giant type dude, biggish guy, to like pick the stone up to try and help him. So he leans over a little bit too far, falls off his horse, touches the soil, the ground with his feet. All of a sudden now, everyone else is watching him. The steed disappears. And then he makes his transformation from like this big, massive opposing warrior, giant type dude, to this old, mashed up man who's blind, can't help himself, can't walk, can't do nothing. So anyway, they take him back, nurse him for a few days. And he's thinking to himself, what the hell happened? Reminiscing of the old times and all of that, and this strange experience he had that no one else has had in this like fairy tale land that he's been to. And he eventually dies. So in the hero story, it's like, it's representing, but you're looking for something from the other side, the astral plane or whatever you want to call it. But in his instance, he's one of the rare people that has acknowledged it, but who's failed to bring something back to the surface type thing. Because the steed was kind of like his buffer to keep his mind intact. So it's kind of like teaching you that type of lesson in the story. He's kind of like, he halfway was there to retaining the knowledge of what he brought back, but all he has is recollections of being there. And he was so close to retaining and bringing something back, but it never happened. So all he's got is like fragments of being there. Pretty much like what's happened to me. Fragments. But I didn't pull anything back. I want to pull something back. Do you know what I mean? Because there's a vast world, man. There's a vast world underneath the surface. And it's like understanding mythology and what it's telling you through the symbols, the shadows of the wisdom from the beyond. But yeah, deep stuff. Deep stuff. So, okay. Right, I've been chatting for 25 minutes. Wow. All about dreams, Right, peace. Until next time.